And time now for another check of your weather forecast. Brittany, it was a beautiful day to get outdoors, and you've been telling us tomorrow we could see some rain.
Yes, which we desperately needed, but this rain could come with some other issues, gusty winds being one of them. I think especially for folks who have those big Halloween decorations outside, you certainly want to make sure those are secure either before you go to bed tonight or as soon as you're waking up tomorrow morning. Banner Elk also going to be a place where I would monitor some of that rainstorm potential too. Right now things are pretty calm, right? They have the Woolly Worm Festival going on this weekend. However, what the weather was today is not going to be what the weather is tomorrow. Most spots there will only peak in the upper 50s near 60 as we're going to be watching increasing rain chances there throughout the day. Also, we're going to see a chance for some thunderstorms by the afternoon. And while the festival tomorrow only runs 9 to 4, there will be an isolated chance that some of those storms could move in by that second half of the festival. Here's the current situation. We have a cold front off to our north and west, a tiny little trough of low pressure here that has developed some areas of showers and even severe thunderstorms. Really this line all the way from southern parts of Indiana into Mississippi. Now, by the time it gets closer to us tomorrow, it is going to have weakened very much. However, I do want us to be prepared for two things. One, 2 distinct rounds of showers. So if you do see some rain, it's not going to be probably all that you could see. And then secondly, that this rain will contain some areas of gusty winds, even outside of your classic claps of thunder, lightning potential. And then on top of that, those winds could be outside of thunderstorms as well. So the gusty winds will be there regardless of whether or not you see an officials through your thunderstorm warning or anything like that. So here's Futurecast right around 11 o'clock tomorrow. That's when we could start to see some of that rain moving into portions of the mountains. Gets closer to the Piedmont by about 2-3 o'clock. Now, if the air is too dry for this rain to reach the ground, what will happen first is that this rainfall will allow time for the air to saturate. This will set up for more instability as well, making a perfect opportunity for the second round that comes in closer to 6 p.m., 7 p.m. to actually develop not just rain, but those isolated thunderstorms. So again, we're not going to see a ton of rain. Not everybody's going to see it, but around 2-3, that's your first chance for some light to moderate rain. And then secondly, 6 to 7 to see some of these isolated storms. Primarily going to be north of Charlotte, that risk to see some of those showers and thunderstorms become strong. But again, that risk does remain regardless. I'm not expecting a ton of accumulation similar to last Sunday. We'll be fighting that drier air. Plus on top of that, there's just not going to be a lot of widespread rain at all. But I think best case scenario here, we see a 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch for everyone here locally across the Piedmont. Here's a look at some of those highest wind gusts. Here we are right around 2 o'clock. You can see 30-35 miles an hour for lots of Charlotte over toward Union County. But the gustiest winds likely for the mountains will be with that secondary round. Look at this, 5-6 o'clock. That's when we start to see that secondary round, because that will be your better chance again of some of those strongs becoming strong to severe. Again, here's the risk there. Low in risk for lightning, hail, flooding. It's going to primarily be gusty winds in excess of 30 to 40 miles an hour. Here's that Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. Again, scattered rain mainly in the afternoon tomorrow. Breezy conditions, but we're right back to fall heading through most of the upcoming week.